Hi, Yaron. This is Umair. I am host on Better Tech. I'm also founder of TechSell, but I get to come as a host on Better Tech and try to talk to CTOs and CEOs like yourself who are using technology to change the world in various ways. And Better Tech is a platform that help us take their voice to a lot of different audience. So welcome on the show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So why don't we start by a little bit knowing about yourself, your background, and then we'll talk more about the business, the deal for where you're a CTO.
Fantastic. So my name is Yaron Lavi. I'm currently situated near Tel Aviv in Israel. I personally have about 30 years in high tech. Did my good share in big American corporates like Amdocs and so on. But I'm mostly like a startup guy myself. I think I've been in 4 or 5 startups. So I really love, the mentality, the let's do it approach. I'm impatient guy, so I like to code and see it live. This is more or less about me. I always change from time to time the business I'm in. So I was in cellular billing, then database infrastructure, IoT business, and now fintech.
Okay. So and you said that you've been through many startups. So did you have prior exits, or were they burnt, or what was your last prior experience?
So I think that the first startup was exited. It was fully acquired by Amdocs. It was like a real-time billing solution. At the time, the world only had postpaid billing, and we were acquired for that. So that was a great experience, both to grow the product and the team from real scratch to being fully acquired by a big American corporate. It was amazing. But I think that now in Deel, I have an amazing adventure as well. So it's even bigger.
So tell us a little bit more about Deel, what it is, what problem are you guys solving, and how you are going about that.
Cool. So Deel is your one-stop shop that allows you to hire anyone, anywhere. We take care of anything regarding payroll and compliance and HR for your teams, spread across more than 150 countries now. And we make global hiring a breeze with amazing user experience, ease of use. You as hiring client, we take all the confidence for you, and we take all the necessary measures in order to make sure there's no misclassification, and so on. And this result of amazing speedy growth to our customers that can really hire remotely very fast with ease and grow their business. And we use our own product.
Okay, that's wonderful. I mean, it's very important to eat your own dog food if you really believe in that. Do you work more as a employer of record, or it's more you have contractors on your platform? So let's say I'm a business A, and I want to hire people across the globe. Would Deel act like my employer of record, and I'll be and there'll be Deel's employee and working for me, or there'll be my contractors? How it works?
So the answer is both. So you can have multiple lines of business in Deel. One of them, is the classic contractor client account, like a freelancers. This is how we started. Then we have also the employer of record line, which is I think the Deel has the best in the world about that. Really easy, and allows you to easily hire full-time employees in places like UK, Netherlands, Spain, and so on. And we also have a third one, which is global payroll. You see now big companies coming to Deel and say, okay, this is all our employees, please manage payroll for us. This is a third type. So all of these in Deel, and yes, this is exactly the aim, to be a one-stop shop for all your needs. So you can focus on your business and leave payroll and compliance to us.
And and you have a different charging model for everything. Maybe it's a fixed fee, a percentage of fee, and all that, right?
Yes, the fee is flexible. It depends on the country, depends on the position. It depends of number of contracts. So we're trying to tailor it to your needs, and of course be competitive.
Right. So there were other companies in the same space, I guess, before you, and some of the companies provide fragmented solutions, like maybe now even Upwork provides employer of record and other kind of solutions, and there are others like ADP and all that. So how come Deel quickly grew and managed to disrupt the space so efficiently as compared to others?
So I think it's all about, user experience and make them happy. It's one thing to contract your users, but then you need to handle their payments, keep everything correct and in time, and doing mainly simple and with great user interface and beautiful pages. So everything is self-served. You don't need Deel personnel or customer support to do stuff. And really, if there's a new contractor I can really onboard the contractor within 2 minutes. This is amazing. No matter the country, no matter the compliance, we take care of everything. We invest a lot of automation. So this is one. Second, and I'm talking about Deel here. I don't want to talk about the other. We put customer support really, really high. So if a customer has an issue, we will leave everything and we deal with that first and make a customer happy, even of expense of roadmap or other cool features we want to develop. And I think this is quite unique in this ecosystem. So, a great user experience, happy users, solving the issues, solving the actual needs. And this is what helps Deel run fast.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, the pandemic must have helped you in this business because now people are more open to hiring remote workers and so that. So tell us a little bit more about how you're seeing various talent trends going on and the talent crunch happening, and what are the areas of the world where you've seen a lot of growth in terms of people hiring remotely, and what are the different trends you are looking at?
So this is a really interesting position. Yes, Deel has been here even before the pandemic, but due to the pandemic, many companies that were considering global hiring or not willing to do so were forced to do so. And guess what? It worked beautifully. So it showed the world that you can hire amazing talent and meet talent and opportunity from all over the world, and your business flourishes. So Deel uses we use our tech and our global reach to meet talent with opportunity. And we see a lot of growth all over the world. So first of all, it is always driven by startups and high-tech companies, because the demand for good engineers is exploding all over the place.
Right.
So if you can now hire globally with ease and compliance, why not do so? Okay. Deel own engineering team is spread out across so many countries, which is amazing. So this is one. Second, by the way, is the fact that, even after the pandemic, now we have some kind of recession, right? This is driving companies even further to hire remotely, because this actually mitigates the risk. They can hire from other places, usually finding amazing talents in more convenient salaries as well. And they can still go on and flourish. Last, you still have many startups that, went through very nice funding. They have the money, and now it's actually even easier for them to hire fast and all over the place. Any company that wants to grow fast, global hiring is the only way to go. And I think this is only going to get bigger. There's no way back. This is
I totally agree with that. But part of my question was, are there any particular regions of the world where you're seeing a lot of talent uptake? We already know that companies used to hire from India, Philippines, et cetera, previously as remote workers. But are there any new regions of the world, which is so a few days ago, a couple of months ago, I was talking to someone out of Nigeria who was hiring out of Asia. And I was like, I was thinking of hiring out of Nigeria. You're hiring out of Asia. So, that was kind of a shocker to me. But have you seen, are there any particular regions have you seen which are growing very fast in terms of global hiring?
Many. So we see exceeded growth in Brazil, in India, Italy, Nigeria, even Argentina. Argentina last 2 years, the median salary jumped from 33K to 40K. This is huge. And it always amazes me how you can find amazing talent all over the world. And this is exactly what Deel is about, like meet opportunity with the talent.
So these are the countries from which a lot of hiring is happening, right? Where a lot of employees are getting hired.
Yes, and you see it both for like US companies which are hiring outside of the US, but also non-US companies in Europe. I think that we're going to see everything and everything. And by the way, if our listeners want to hear more, we have the 2022 Deel Global Hiring Report. It's out there. It's free. You can have a look over there. But those are the main areas where we see growth.
And I believe over time, the salaries are getting normalized. I mean, there's getting lesser and lesser difference because where the salaries were low, now they are getting higher because, I mean, now you're talking about global talents, which means more, not really right now, but eventually in the future, more homogeneous kind of a salary and payroll kind of stuff. So one more thing, is Deel a platform that works and provide compliance and all the contract management, all that, or are you also providing the talent itself? So like, I mean, and Deel-a's or and TopTels of the world, which provide talent, even Texel, which provides talent, versus you provide talent plus contracting or just contracting?
We provide many more like product features. I'm not going to tell you all our secrets soon, but stay tuned. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. But like as a teaser, the answer is yes, we want to be like a one-stop shop for everything. This is another trend that I see like due to the recession. So if until now, big companies had like one payroll software provider and another HRS software provider and a third for compliance, now most of the companies are seeking like one suite to govern them all and to have it all in one place, both because it's convenient and also this is usually the pricing is better. So both for like the company itself, but also for the employees. Mm-hmm. And last thing, everybody is looking for great experience and self-serve. This is not like something that it's nice to do, it's a must-have. And this was always one of the things that Deel put as a North Star to begin, like try to do everything automatic, self-serve, and so the experience.
So you have a lot of data, global data about hiring and all that. Are you really seeing any recession happening, or people are just like hiring more and more and getting crazy with that?
To be honest, I'm not seeing quite a lot of recession. I think that hiring is it's becoming bigger. Again, tech companies and tech engineers demand is on a surge even more after the pandemic. Companies that have funds, US companies that did some funding rounds are hiring like crazy. And actually, due to like the recession, you might be able to find talent in more convenient prices. So why not do it?
So other than the tech talent, what are the, second and third and fourth categories on talent for which people are looking across the globe?
All over. Like I really can't point my finger to one. It's really we have a lot of those in the on the Deel platform, but I think it's quite clear. The trend is quite clear for the tech ones because you really see the move. You really see the global outreach, and companies are reaching all over the place, which you thought like you never think about. Nigeria, Argentina, Brazil. So that's really crazy.
So as we talked a lot about the Deel and the business model. So as the CTO of the Deel, talk to us a little bit more about the way you have done the tech infrastructure and tech that is giving you an advantage, a strategic advantage over other players, and why you will remain ahead in the years to come.
So excellent question. So I think that the first thing that I had to begin with was always think about scale. because if you grow fast, like in Deal, some things that are like edge cases, now suddenly 10,000 people can experience them. So you
Right.
always have to think about scale. This means like, never do something locally, always go to a cloud. So this is one thing. Second is about cadence. So we are living in a fast moving world. We need to keep the ability to be able to, to deploy new features very fast. First of all, this is what our user expect, no less. So I can be like a big corporate that ships like a product once a quarter, right? So in Deal, we usually ship a new product 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, okay? And in order to do that, you need to have all the infrastructure built. So using, and pardon my French, EKS, like Elastic Kubernetes clusters, pods, you have to build and split the engineering teams wisely so that each and every team is clearly responsible for like one microservice or a well-defined area on the product, meaning that they can, work very fast and deploys whenever they want. So this allows us to both keep new feature cadence, keep our customer happy. We can react very fast to wherever we go. So this is on the tech side. Third is the selection of the coding language. It's always a matter of preference. But I knew from the start that we are going to go globally. So I chose like JavaScript, React, and Node because, I can find this amazing talent all over the place. Whereas if I go with like Python, which is amazing language, I think that most resources is more located in the US and Americas, and it will prevent me from growing fast. So also the selection of tech is super important. Last one is, never get married to a tech. When something better comes along and you need to, let go and embrace the change. Like actually the only constant thing is change.
Yeah, absolutely. So Yaron, is your own team kind of distributed and made up of full-time plus contractors as well? I mean, are you practicing yourself what you're selling?
We exactly like practice what we preach. Everybody in Deal is working remotely from home, like me. Everybody in Deal is getting paid through Deal, which is kind of cool, right? With your own product. So yes, the team is spread all over like Europe, from UK in the west to Russia in the east. Another big part is in the Americas, Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and so on. We have another team being grown in APAC. So in short, yes, which poses like even more challenges, right?
Yeah, I was just wanted to ask that how you manage the productivity and everything, because a lot. I mean, I was talking to some of our customer CTOs in US, and they feel that working from home is great, but still, they've been struggling with some of the productivity issues. I mean, even Mark Zuckerberg and even Sundar Pichai has alluded to these productivity issues of people working out of home. So, what's your experience with that?
So I think it all comes to like already like in the hiring process. Okay, so I try to hire people that already did some remote work, at least for a year or two, because it requires a lot of discipline, right? Get up in the morning, put something on, and sit down and start working. But eventually, if you like hiring smart people that mostly care about what they're doing, and care is the focus here, and they like strive to deliver, you can do amazing stuff. So this is what I'm looking, where I'm hiring, like people that I see some passion, I see energy, and I see will to deliver. This is much more important to me, than the tech and experience. And those kinds of people will stay with you years and will always help other people in the team, even they are like in different countries or different continents. So this is amazing.
So any quick lessons out of your 2.5 years working with Deel and that can help others with their talent problems or talent hunt?
Oh, many. So first of all, if we talk about hiring process, you need to do it like very fast. Like from the time you reach out to candidate until you try to close it. If you want to move fast, it should be like a couple of days, nothing more. So it entails like, speaking to the candidate, ask him some home tasks to be done. And I always do it no matter like which university the candidate went to, or you know what, even if he went to the university. So closing fast is key. Second, you need to like make sure like what the candidate is looking for. Is he trying to move from like a project company to a product company? Is it a tech issue? He's stuck in old tech and wants to move. Is he like looking for some personal development? He was an engineer, now he wants to become a team lead. The secret sauce is, understand what the candidate is looking for, assess if he's a good fit for Deel, not just Deel as a concept, but also the actual team, and then put him with the right people. It is really hard, yeah. And do it like fast.
I can tell. It's really
it's also like it's one thing to hire talent. It's completely different story to retain them.
Retain them. Yeah, absolutely. How big is your team, by the way?
It's about engineering. It's almost like 150 engineers. I think the Deel is around 1,500 people soon, and it keeps growing as we speak.
Right. So, Yaron, I guess we didn't allude a lot to the initial topic, which was like talent crunch, but I guess it was a wonderful discussion, understanding what the Deel, what the Deel does, how it can really help people across companies across the globe to hire globally. And I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. I'll be using Deel myself for some of this. I've been actually talking to some of the
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
So thank you very much for being on our show. It was an interesting discussion. We'll catch you again sometime to know more about the Deel and yourself, probably in a few months, to see what's new out there.
Thanks so much, and thanks for having me. I enjoyed everything here. Thanks, man.